In the morning of April 20, 1999, Eric Harris and Dylan Kleber, these two young boys, were brought to the world's attention when they laid panic to the Columbine High School, according to their wood in the hate-filled journals and the videos they left behind. They should have been a couple of brightly future boys before that day. We may never know that answers to all of the questions left behind this tragedy, but this set cannot avoid a collection of violent videos or scenes on the movie. I find the growing trends that most popular movies are always violent, and any children or adolescents in America prefer to these movies. And I was excited to research the negative effect which violent videos bring on the real world. And Americans get a very heavy dose of media violence, and a great amount of people who committed assorted acts of violence on network television. As so many violence happen in the world caused by violent videos, we shall notice that the negative side of these videos materials to the social harmonious factors. One solution to this problem is to control the emitting of those violent videos and educate people from their minds. To get a clearer idea of this issue, I will first explain violent video I will first explain the violent videos. Violent videos universally spread all over the world, and they change the people's mind on their worldview. And first, violent videos are becoming a trend of shooting movies in the world. The original Elizabeth theater and the modern electronic dramas have marked that such a long period progress of drama accompanied by violence in drama itself, since it first appeared in Greek drama. There is an example that Macbeth, which is the lead role in William Shakespeare's famous play Macbeth, was killed by bringing his head on the stage at the close of the play, which made the audience run out of the theater by threat. The great amount of violent materials in media has infiltrated in the United States. And a recent content analysis of more than 8,000 hours of programming on cable and broadcast television in the United States found that about 60% of TV programs contain violence. Violence is also showed that violent games hold 85% proportion of the most popular video games in the nationwide. And since the violent media has the characteristic that doesn't need too much translation than do other type of media, so it can be quite easily for it to export to foreign markets. For example, in order to make different audience get the sense of humor in comedies, there have to be a lot of requirements of culture for the contents. In time, violent media might become America's most exportable commodity. And second, violent senses have the ability to change the audience minds into negative aspects. Buckman and Funk pointed out that violent games were popularized among children, and for instance, the main portion of fourth grade children's favorite games were violent ones. A research done by Indiana University showed a various result about the violent effect. A team made up of 28 males between the age of 18 to 29 was commanded to playing a shooting video game for 10 hours per day for a week. And then the men participated in the experiment were found that a quick decrease in activity in their left inferior frontal lobe. Yeah, obviously, the violent media have a really long-term effect on people's mind, which influence the mind little by little. Now that I have now that I have gone over the highly precision on the screen and the deeply influence in people's opinion, I will explain the relationship between violence happening in reality and the videos. Uh, one main have had result caused by the violent videos is many kind of crimes inspired from the senses. First, people in the young age are quite easily affected by the violent videos. The popular game Grand Theft Auto 3 depicted a lot of behaviors such as stealing, beating, struggling, and hacking, which are offense to the law in reality, but are easily carried out in the game. However, these games or movies show potential of teaching criminal methods or violent effect to the young, and their intentions is just like the violence taught by previous generations. Adolescents spend many time on watching TV, and they can learn much from the video games, and that take the most part of television program. To arbitrarily extract at 60% of children in America are watching TV. Second, violent accidents appeared in the reality as the violent video nearly attracted the most audience. Among industrialized countries, the United States is one of the most violent in 1965. As the violence get to increase in the U.S., the first generation of children who watched the television reached their prime ages of the formation. Psychologists have deeply studied in aggression caused by the violent medias for a really long time. And every type of research on media violence and aggression comes to the same conclusion. A great increasing in aggression is caused by viewing violence. Now that I have talked about the happening of violent behaviors in the reality, it's mostly due to the show of violent movies. I will talk about a solution that can be applied around us. One solution to the growing rates of crimes is to limit the adolescents away from those audiovisual products. First, the benefits of this kind of limitation can cut off the root of such products. First, the benefits of this kind of limitation can cut off the root of such a way of teaching violent information. And in the Indiana University research also had a way to teaching, also had made a control group, which is 14 people, not to play a video game at all. And after 1 week compared to the experimental group, this control group stayed at the same performance and the brain as before. So the limitation is quite necessary. Watching too much TV can cause bad effect on study, especially in reading. So in order to prevent children to get worse as they get older and make mistakes in school, appropriate limitation of their TV viewing is quite necessary. Second, the limitation of children watching violent videos can also restrict the parents, and in the meanwhile, reduce the risk of committing crimes. Limitation to children is also a progress of limiting yourself. When you warn your children and you are weak to the principle of the causes to the violence. In closing, I hope that you can see the problem, a significant cause, and a realistic solution to the cause of violence around us. Violence behaviors happen often in our daily life, and violence videos cannot avoid playing the role of affecting them. One solution that will help in fighting this problem is to limit the children from watching these products. Eric Harris and Dylan. The behaviors of these two young men did not happen in the, incidentally. We should think it over on the reason of violent video had caused. Jack Valenti, president of the Motion Picture Association of America, said, "If you cut the wires of all TV sets today, there would still be no less violence no less violence on the streets in 2 years. It is time to leave the violence videos for you, for his, and for me." Thank you.